What's up, you guys? In this particular episode, I'm going to show you exactly how to fillet a crappie. Before we get into that, I want to talk about some of the items that you're going to need for filleting a crappie. The first thing you're going to need are, of course, some sort of fillet knife. I prefer to use a 6-inch as well as a 10-inch, which we'll get into a little bit later. I also would like to have some sort of rag nearby, something that I can wipe my hands off quickly with, because whenever you're filleting fish, oftentimes you need to wipe your hands. Also, I really like to have some sort of trash bag or pail nearby where I can throw things in, like the old skins and the bones and things like that, once I'm done. And also, a lot of people prefer to use gloves for not slipping as well as not cutting their hands. So if that's something you like to do or prefer to use, I highly recommend you use it. And then finally, it's really, really nice to have a fillet away fish mat. It's a rubber mat that doesn't slip at all when you put your fish on it. And the thing I love about it is once you're done, literally all you do is spray it off with the hose or in the sink, and it's ready to use for the next round. So without further ado, let's jump right into how to fillet a crappie. So the first cut I'm going to do is actually up here at the forehead. I want to include as much meat as possible. And what I'm going to do is just a nice slow cut, go around the gill plate and underneath this fin right here until you cut through the bottom of the fish right here on the other side. So now we've done a nice little curve cut here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do a very short cut following the spinal cord, maybe only a 1/4 inch. And we're just going to slowly work our way back following the spinal cord until we get to the end of the back dorsal fin right here. And at this point, there are no more bones that can get in the way, so you're going to go ahead and just punch all the way through until your knife goes to the other side. Then I want you to flex down on your knife and slowly saw until you get to the back of the fish, and you're going to punch through the tail. The next part you're going to do is you're now going to retrace this top cut, and you're now going to go ahead and make slices downward until you hit the rib cage on the inside. So let's go ahead and lift this meat up and start making just nice little cuts. Nothing crazy, you just want to kind of sweep down, and then suddenly you'll hit that rib cage. And at this point you can hear it. Alright, you guys, so now you want to work your way around that rib cage, so just sweep the knife downward, hugging the edge of the rib cage, and you're just going to slowly work your way down the fish. I'm just sweeping the knife until I cut through the bottom, just like that. So now we got this beautiful, gorgeous fillet. If we rotate it over, we still have the skin on it, so we're going to get that in just a second. Let's go ahead and put this to the side, flip over our fish, and now we're going to do a reverse cut from before where we start down below the side fin. We're going to cut around that gill plate, and then we're going to cut up and toward the forehead right there, because we want to include as much of this meat on top as possible. I'm then going to go ahead and make a cut down the spinal cord, following the edge right here, until I get to the end of my back dorsal fin, where I'm going to then punch through. Now I'm going to flex my knife, and I'm just going to saw my way through the end of the tail. I'm now going to lift up that skin where I cut, and I'm going to make nice sweeping cuts all the way down to the rib cage, just like before. Alright, just like that, and we're just going to slowly lift up that meat so you guys can see it. I'm going to continue to just sweep my knife, nothing crazy. And I'm going to try to include as much meat as possible as I sweep down. Perfect, just like that, you guys. And now we've got just our two fillets, carbon copies of each other. The only thing is now we want to remove that skin. So let's go ahead and start with this one piece of skin right here. I was working with a short knife at first. I'm going to get rid of that now. I'm going to get a really long, pliable knife, one that bends. And the reason we want it to bend is because we're going to be pushing down and making it kind of saw. So we're going to start at the tail, and I'm going to start to saw. Get my fingers on the very end of the tail where I can push down and hold it, and then I'm just going to keep flexing that knife and pushing down, just like that. And as I slowly saw through the fish, what's going to happen is it's going to completely remove it from the skin itself, okay? I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys this piece right here. It's a beautiful fillet. Let's go ahead and do the other one as well. So we're going to put this right here. I'm going to start making a sawing cut. Let's try that one more time. We're going to start making a sawing cut where the tail is. I'm going to put my fingers down to hold it. And we're just going to flex that knife, guys. We're going to push down, and we're going to get as much meat away from the skin as possible. And now, you guys, we have two beautiful, gorgeous, boneless crappie fillets. Look at these two beautiful fillets, you guys. They're ready to go into the fryer right now.